The silent Armada. In the vastness of space, Earth's existence had long been a mere whisper among the galactic civilizations. The Thean Empire, a powerful insectoid race, had always seen humanity as insignificant. But the Theans made a fatal mistake. They attacked Earth's frontier fleet, annihilating 117 million innocent lives. The massacre sent shockwaves through human society, igniting a fire of determination and anger. Captain Alex Cross, a seasoned officer of Earth's covert fleet, stood alone on the bridge of the midnight eclipse. He watched the massacre unfold on the holoscreen, his jaw clenched with rage. The secret fleet, hidden from the Galactic Council, and unknown even to most of humanity, was Earth's last hope. Cross knew they had to act now, or face complete annihilation. "Activate the warp drives," Cross ordered, his voice steady. The ship's crew worked with silent efficiency, knowing the gravity of their mission. The experimental warp drives hummed to life, a risky technology that could either save them or doom them. But they had no choice. The fate of humanity rested on their shoulders. With a sudden lurch, the midnight eclipse and its accompanying fleet punched through warp space, heading straight for the heart of Thean territory. As they emerged from the warp, the sleek, dark hulls of the human ships stood out starkly against the backdrop of distant stars. The element of surprise was theirs. Jamming their communications, Cross announced. The bridge was a flurry of activity as electronic warfare officers unleashed chaos upon the Thean systems. The insectoid enemies, usually quick to strike, now floundered in confusion. Their ships spun in disarray, unable to coordinate their defenses. "Focus on their fighters," Cross commanded, his voice cold and calculated. In her cockpit, Lieutenant Lara Jensen of Nova Squadron felt the tension in her muscles. Her hands moved deftly over the controls, her eyes locked on the enemy ships. "Nova Squadron, weapons ready. We're taking out their command," she ordered over the comm. The human ships fired with precision and ferocity. Streaks of light crossed the void as missiles launched, finding their marks with deadly accuracy. On the surface below, colonists who had feared their end now looked up in awe as their saviors arrived. Whispers of hope turned into shouts of triumph with each Thean ship that exploded. Maya, a skilled pilot and leader, guided her squadron through the chaos. She targeted a Thean destroyer, her weapons locking onto the enemy's thrusters. "Fire," she commanded. Missiles streaked towards the ship, causing a chain reaction of explosions that tore it apart. Cross watched with satisfaction as the destroyer listed and then detonated, a brilliant display of human resilience and strength. The Galactic Council, far away, watched in stunned silence. Earth's covered fleet had revealed itself in a manner no one expected. This wasn't the passive, compliant humanity they thought they knew. The Terran ships wielded power with ruthless efficiency, sending waves of alarm and grudging respect through the Council's ranks. "Earth demands a seat at the table," Cross thought, his resolve hardening. The battle was far from over, but the first step had been taken. Humanity had shown its teeth, and the galaxy would never see them the same way again. The unyielding front. As the Thean forces reeled from the sudden onslaught, Earth's covert fleet pressed its advantage. The darkness of space was filled with the flashes of weapons fire and the glow of exploding ships. The midnight eclipse led the charge, its advanced systems outclassing the Thean technology. Captain Cross stood firm, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. "Focus on their carriers," he ordered. "We can't let them launch more fighters." The bridge crew responded with grim determination. The human ships, equipped with cutting-edge cloaking technology and powerful weaponry, moved with precision and purpose. Lieutenant Lara Jensen piloted her fighter with a steady hand, weaving through the chaos. The battle's intensity tested her skills, but she was unyielding. Her squadron targeted a Thean carrier, launching a coordinated assault. Missiles streaked towards the massive vessel, breaching its defenses. The carrier erupted in flames, its destruction marking another victory for the Terran forces. On the ground, Colonists watched the battle unfold above them. Their fear had turned into awe as they witnessed the unexpected strength of their protectors. The humans had been underestimated, but now they fought with a ferocity that stunned their enemies. The colonists, armed with makeshift weapons, stood ready to defend their homes, inspired by the bravery of the fleet above. Amidst the chaos, a transmission cut through the static. It was a message from the Galactic Council. Earth forces, stand down. You are violating interstellar law. The voice was authoritative, but Cross ignored it. The Council had been complicit in their silence, allowing the Theans to slaughter millions without intervention. Cross activated the fleet-wide comm. This is Captain Alex Cross. We fight not just for our survival, but for the right to exist without fear. The Theans attacked us unprovoked. We will not stand down. The Council's response was lost in the noise of battle. The Theans, regaining some semblance of order, launched a counterattack. Their fighters swarmed towards the human ships, desperate to turn the tide. But the Terran fleet was ready. With calculated precision, they intercepted the incoming fighters, cutting them down with cold efficiency. Commander Maya led her squadron into the thick of the battle. Her voice was calm and steady as she issued commands. Stay sharp, everyone. We've got more incoming. Her fighter moved gracefully, avoiding enemy fire and returning it with deadly accuracy. The Thean fighters, though numerous, struggled against the advanced human ships. In the council chamber, the leaders watched in disbelief. Earth's forces, once thought weak and disorganized, had proven themselves formidable. The council's members whispered among themselves, weighing their options. The head Yolandi, a tall, imposing figure, banged his gavel to bring order. We cannot ignore this, he declared. Earth must be dealt with. But the admiral of Earth's fleet, a veteran officer named Elena Sharp, stood her ground. We only seek to defend ourselves, she argued. The Theans have shown they will not stop until we are destroyed. We request a seat at this council to ensure our voice is heard. The chamber fell silent. The council members exchanged glances, their expressions ranging from skepticism to grudging respect. They knew Earth's actions had shifted the balance of power. The question now was whether to welcome this new player or to treat them as a threat. Back on the battlefield, the human fleet continued to press its advantage. The Theans, despite their best efforts, were being pushed back. Captain Cross watched the tactical display with satisfaction. The battle was not yet won, but the tide had turned in their favor. As the last of the Thean carriers exploded, Cross knew the message had been sent. Earth would no longer be a passive participant in the galaxy. They would fight for their place, and they would not be ignored. The fleet regrouped, preparing for the next phase. They had won the battle, but the war for humanity's future had just begun. A new dawn. The aftermath of the battle left a trail of destruction in its wake. The void of space was littered with the wreckage of Thean ships, a testament to the fierce resistance Earth had mounted. The covert fleet, though battered, remained mostly intact. On the bridge of the midnight eclipse, Captain Cross surveyed the scene with a sense of grim satisfaction. They had struck a blow that would not be easily forgotten. As the fleet regrouped, a secure transmission from Earth Command came through. Admiral Elena Sharp's face appeared on the screen, her expression stern yet relieved. Captain Cross, excellent work. The Thean forces are retreating, but we can't let our guard down. We need to establish a defensive perimeter and assess our next moves. Cross nodded. Understood, Admiral. We've shown them what we're capable of, but we can't assume they won't retaliate. The Council is still a factor, and their response remains uncertain. Sharp's eyes narrowed slightly. True. The Council is likely debating how to handle our unexpected show of strength. They may try to negotiate, or they may consider us a threat. We need to be prepared for any outcome. On the ground, the colonists began to emerge from their shelters, looking up at the sky. The victory above had given them a renewed sense of hope and determination. They had lived in fear of the Theans for too long, and now they felt a newfound courage. Among them, A young girl named Ava clutched a small, handmade flag of Earth. She looked up at the departing fleet with wide, admiring eyes, a symbol of the future they were fighting for. In the council chamber, the debate raged on. The head Yolandi, visibly frustrated, called for order. We must make a decision. The humans have demonstrated capabilities we did not expect. Their actions have consequences, and we must consider our next steps carefully. A Trivan diplomat, known for his pragmatic views, spoke up. We underestimated them. Their actions were defensive, but their strength poses a potential risk. We must engage with them diplomatically, but with caution. Others in the council were less forgiving. A representative from the Optrax, a species known for their militaristic tendencies, voiced his concern. They hid their fleet from us. They cannot be trusted. We must prepare for the worst. As the council deliberated, Captain Cross and his crew continued their operations. On board the Midnight Eclipse, engineers worked tirelessly to repair damage and upgrade systems. The data chip provided by their ally, Tal, held crucial technology, advanced shielding that could turn the tide in any future conflict. Cross knew this tech was a game changer, and Earth's scientists were eager to begin reverse engineering it. Meanwhile, Cross received an unexpected visitor. Lara Jensen, still in her flight suit, entered the bridge. Her eyes met Cross's, and she saluted sharply. "Permission to speak freely, Captain." Cross nodded. "Granted. What's on your mind, Lieutenant?" Jensen hesitated for a moment, then spoke. "We've made a stand, but what's next? The Council may not accept us, and the Thians will definitely want revenge. Are we ready for what's coming?" Cross leaned back, considering her words. "We're in uncharted territory, Lieutenant, but we've proven we won't be pushed around. Whatever comes next, we face it together. Earth's survival depends on us standing strong and showing the galaxy that we're not to be underestimated." As they spoke, a new transmission arrived from the Council. It was a formal request for Earth's presence at an emergency session. The Council, shaken by the unexpected display of power, was now willing to negotiate. Admiral Sharp's face appeared again on the screen. "Captain, it seems we've been invited to the table. The Council wants to discuss our role moving forward." Cross smiled faintly. "Looks like they're finally taking us seriously. This is our chance to secure a place among the stars." The fleet prepared for the journey to the Council's home system. This was a crucial moment, an opportunity to solidify Earth's position as a power in the galaxy. But Cross and his team knew the challenges ahead were immense. They had made their mark, but the galaxy was vast and filled with dangers yet unseen. As the fleet set course, Cross reflected on the journey ahead. The humans had shown their strength, but now they needed to navigate the complexities of galactic politics and alliances. The fight for survival had only just begun, and Earth's place among the stars was far from secure. But with determination and resilience, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Diplomatic Gambit. The covert fleet arrived at the Galactic Council's headquarters, a massive space station orbiting the glittering gas giant Ventura. The station was a hub of political intrigue and diplomatic maneuvering, where representatives from hundreds of species negotiated the fate of their worlds. Earth's sudden emergence as a military power had sent ripples through these halls, and now Captain Cross and Admiral Sharp were about to enter the fray. The Midnight Eclipse docked smoothly, its sleek, black hull a stark contrast to the colorful and varied ships already moored at the station. As Cross and Sharp disembarked, they were met by a delegation of council officials, their expressions a mix of curiosity and wariness. Among them was the head Yolandi, whose piercing gaze seemed to assess every detail. "Welcome, representatives of Earth," Yolandi intoned, his voice carrying a formal weight. "The Council awaits your presence. We have much to discuss." Admiral Sharp nodded politely. "Thank you. We're eager to engage in dialogue and find a path forward." The delegation led them through the station's grand corridors. adorned with symbols and artworks representing the diverse cultures of the galaxy. The council chamber itself was an impressive space, a vast amphitheater where delegates from every known species could convene. As Cross and Sharp entered, the room buzzed with hushed conversations, all eyes turning towards the newcomers. Yolandi took his place at the center, calling the session to order. We are here to address the recent actions taken by Earth's forces and the implications for our interstellar community. Admiral Sharp, Captain Cross, you may present your case. Admiral Sharp stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. Members of the Council, Earth has always sought peace. However, the unprovoked attack by the Thean Empire forced our hand. We responded not out of aggression, but out of a need for self-preservation. Our covered fleet was a defensive measure, developed in response to the existential threats we face. We seek a place in this council to ensure our security and contribute to the stability of the galaxy. The room remained silent, the council members absorbing her words. Then, the Optrax representative spoke, his voice harsh. You claim to seek peace, yet you concealed a fleet capable of such destruction. How can we trust your intentions? Captain Cross interjected, his tone calm but firm. We concealed our fleet because we knew our survival depended on secrecy. The Thians would have annihilated us if they had known of our defenses. We do not seek to dominate. We seek to protect our people. If the Council had acted against the Thean aggression sooner, we might not have needed to take these measures. A murmur ran through the chamber. The Trivan diplomat nodded thoughtfully. It is true that the Council has been slow to address the Thean threat. However, Earth's sudden display of power is concerning. We must ensure that such actions are not repeated without oversight. Admiral Sharp took a deep breath. We understand your concerns. That is why we propose a partnership. Earth offers its technological advancements and military support to the Council's defense forces. In return, we request a seat at this table and the protections that come with it. The room buzzed with renewed discussion. Some delegates whispered among themselves, weighing the proposal's merits and risks. The head Yolandi raised a hand, calling for order. The proposal will be considered. We must deliberate on the matter before making a decision. As the council session adjourned, Cross and Sharp were escorted to a waiting area. The atmosphere was tense. The fate of their world hung in the balance. They knew the Council's decision could either secure Earth's place in the galaxy or isolate them further, leaving them vulnerable to future threats. While they waited, Cross received a message from Lieutenant Jensen. She had been monitoring communications and brought urgent news. Captain, we've intercepted a transmission. The Thians are regrouping. They're not retreating as we thought. They're planning a counterattack. Cross's expression darkened. They won't give up easily. We need to be ready. Admiral Sharp nodded. Let's hope the Council understands the urgency. If they don't accept us, we'll have to defend ourselves, Council or no Council. The minutes stretched into hours as they waited for the Council's decision. Finally, they were summoned back to the chamber. The head Yolandi addressed them, his expression inscrutable. The Council has reached a decision. We acknowledge Earth's right to defend itself and offer provisional membership in the Galactic Council, contingent on transparency and cooperation. You will be assigned a seat, and we expect full disclosure of your capabilities and intentions. Cross and Sharp exchanged a glance, relief washing over them. It wasn't a full acceptance, but it was a start. They had secured a place at the table, and with it, a measure of protection and influence. But as they left the chamber, they knew their challenges were far from over. The Thians were still a threat, and Earth's new role in the galactic community would require careful navigation. As they returned to the midnight eclipse, Cross felt a mix of hope and apprehension. They had made a bold move, but the game was far from won. The galaxy was watching, and Earth's future would depend on their next steps. With determination, they prepared to face whatever lay ahead, knowing that the fight for humanity's survival and place among the stars had only just begun. Shadows of betrayal, As Earth's representatives returned to the midnight eclipse, the weight of their new position in the Galactic Council pressed upon them. Admiral Sharp and Captain Cross knew that their provisional membership came with conditions, chief among them, transparency about Earth's capabilities. Yet, with the looming threat of a Thean counterattack, they had to tread carefully. Back on the ship, the crew worked diligently. Engineers analyzed the shield technology from Tal's data chip, while intelligence officers combed through intercepted Thean communications. The urgency was palpable. The Thians were regrouping, and Earth needed to be prepared. In the war room, a holographic map of the galaxy displayed potential Thean movements. Commander Maya, who had distinguished herself in the recent battle, joined the briefing. Her expertise in tactics was invaluable, and she had quickly become one of Cross's most trusted officers. "We've confirmed reports that the Thean fleet is massing near the Deller system," Maya reported. "They've recalled several of their long-range patrols and are consolidating their forces. It looks like they're gearing up for a major offensive." Cross frowned, studying the map. "They're probably aiming to strike before we can solidify our position in the Council. They want to show the galaxy that we're still vulnerable." Admiral Sharp nodded in agreement. "We need to demonstrate our strength and resolve. If we can repel the Thians again, it will solidify our standing and deter further aggression." As they strategized, an unexpected message arrived from the Council. It was from the Trivan diplomat who had earlier advocated caution. The message was brief but clear. "We have reliable intelligence suggesting a faction within the Council may be covertly supporting the Theans. Be cautious." The room fell silent. The possibility of betrayal within the Council itself added a new layer of complexity to their situation. Admiral Sharp's expression hardened. "This complicates things. If there are Council members aiding the Theans, we can't trust anyone completely. We need to be vigilant." Cross agreed. "We'll have to proceed carefully. We can't expose our full capabilities until we're sure of our allies. And if the Theans have inside help, they might already know more about us than we intended." Meanwhile, on the station Tal, the crystalline Hera ally, watched the unfolding events with concern. He had taken a significant risk by providing Earth with advanced technology. Now he found himself caught in the middle of a growing conflict. Tal knew that his actions had drawn suspicion from both his people and others within the Council. In a secluded corner of the station, Tal met with another Hera, a Council liaison named Lurin. She was visibly worried. "Tal, your involvement with the humans. It's causing a stir. Some are questioning your loyalty." Tal's form shimmered, reflecting the ambient light in a cascade of colors. "I did what I believed was right. The Thians are a threat to all, not just the humans. If the Council cannot see that, then we are all in danger." Lurin nodded slowly. "I understand, but be careful. The Council is not as unified as it seems. Some may see your actions as a provocation, especially if they believe the humans are a threat." As Tal and Lurin spoke, back on the midnight eclipse, the team prepared for the possibility of another battle. They coordinated with Earth's allies, those few who had openly supported their inclusion in the Council. These allies, though cautious, recognized the need for unity against the Thean threat. On the bridge, Lieutenant Jensen monitored communications, her eyes scanning for any signs of Thean activity. "Captain, we're picking up increased chatter from the Thean fleet. It looks like they're on the move." Cross turned to Admiral Sharp. "We need to make a decision. Do we wait for them to come to us, or do we take the fight to them?" Sharp considered for a moment. "We can't afford to be passive. If there's a faction within the Council supporting the Theans, we need to act decisively. We'll move our fleet to intercept them. We need to show the galaxy that we won't back down." With the decision made, the midnight eclipse and the rest of the covered fleet began preparations for a swift and calculated strike. The plan was to catch the Theans off guard, disrupting their formation and forcing them into a defensive stance. It was a risky maneuver, but one that could potentially turn the tide in Earth's favor. As the fleet approached the Deller system, the tension mounted. The ships slipped into position, cloaked and silent. Cross watched the tactical display, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The fate of Earth and its newfound place in the galaxy depended on the success of this mission. At the designated signal, the human fleet decloaked and unleashed a barrage of firepower. The Thean ships, caught off guard, scrambled to respond. The battle erupted in a blaze of energy and destruction, each side fighting fiercely for dominance. In the chaos, it became clear that the Thians were indeed receiving inside information. They seemed to anticipate certain moves, countering Earth's strategies with alarming precision. Cross gritted his teeth, realizing the depth of the betrayal. But he also saw an opportunity. If they could expose this treachery, it would turn the tide of public opinion in their favor. As the battle raged, Earth's forces fought with unparalleled determination. Commander Maya led her squadron with precision, striking key Thean vessels and disrupting their coordination. Admiral Sharp directed the fleet with strategic acumen, exploiting every weakness in the Thean formation. But the true turning point came when a Thean battleship, carrying crucial evidence of the Council faction's betrayal, was disabled and boarded by Earth forces. The information retreat confirmed their suspicions and provided undeniable proof of the collusion. With this evidence in hand, Cross knew they had a powerful tool to sway the Council and the galaxy at large. As the Thean fleet began to crumble under the relentless assault, the victory was not just a military one, but a moral triumph as well. As the battle concluded, Earth stood victorious, having not only defended itself, but also exposed a dangerous conspiracy within the Council. The path ahead was still fraught with challenges, but they had taken a significant step towards securing their place among the stars. The galaxy now knew that humanity would not be silenced or subdued. They would fight for their survival and their right to exist. The aftermath and alliance. The echoes of the battle in the Deller system reverberated through the Galactic Council and beyond. Earth's decisive victory and the exposure of the Council faction supporting the Theans sent shockwaves across the galaxy. The covert fleet returned to the station, not as mere petitioners, but as victors who had proven their strength and integrity. As Captain Cross and Admiral Sharp disembarked from the midnight eclipse, they were greeted with a mixture of respect and apprehension. The Council chamber, once filled with skepticism and doubt, now buzzed with a new energy. Earth's actions had forced everyone to reevaluate their assumptions and alliances. The head Yolandi called the Council to order, his gaze sweeping over the assembled delegates. Today we address not only the actions of Earth, but also the revelations of treachery within our ranks. The evidence provided by Earth forces has been verified, and those involved in collusion with the Thians have been detained. A murmur of approval ran through the chamber. The exposure of corruption had restored a measure of trust in the Council's integrity. Admiral Sharp stepped forward, holding herself with the calm confidence of a leader who had weathered the storm. Members of the Council, we have faced a grave threat together. Earth's actions were driven by a need to protect our people, but we also sought to defend the principles of peace and cooperation that this Council stands for. We do not seek conflict, but we will not stand idly by in the face of aggression. The Trivan diplomat, who had shown a cautious but open-minded stance, spoke up. Admiral, your people have proven their resolve and strength. The evidence you've provided has not only exposed a conspiracy, but has also highlighted the importance of unity against common threats. We must move forward with a renewed commitment to transparency and cooperation. Cross nodded, adding, we believe that a united front is the best defense against those who would seek to destabilize our galaxy. Earth's technology and resources are at the Council's disposal, not just for defense, but for exploration and the betterment of all. As the discussion continued, it became clear that Earth's position had shifted dramatically. The initial fears and suspicions had given way to a grudging respect and a recognition of the need for Earth's participation in galactic affairs. The vote was held, and with a resounding majority, Earth's provisional membership was upgraded to full membership in the Galactic Council. The announcement was met with applause, a rare show of unity among the diverse species present. For the first time, Earth's representatives felt the full weight of their achievement. They had secured a place among the stars, not just as a fledgling power, but as a respected member of the interstellar community. As the session adjourned, Cross and Sharp were approached by several council members. The Trivan diplomat extended a hand in a rare gesture of friendship. "Captain, Admiral, we look forward to working closely with Earth. Our galaxy faces many challenges, and your contributions will be invaluable." Commander Maya, who had joined them, smiled. "Thank you. We're eager to collaborate and learn from each other. Together, we can build a future where all our species thrive." Meanwhile, Tal, the Hyra who had risked everything to aid Earth, watched from the sidelines. His crystalline form glimmered subtly, reflecting the colors and lights of the station. He had made a significant gamble, and it had paid off. As he approached Cross and Sharp, they both nodded in gratitude. "Tal, your support was crucial," Sharp said sincerely. "You helped us when it seemed like the galaxy was against us. We won't forget that." Tal's voice hummed with a gentle resonance. "I acted in the interest of all. The Thyan threat is a danger to every species, not just humans. I am glad that my actions have helped to bring us closer together." The following days were a whirlwind of activity. Earth's delegation worked tirelessly to establish alliances, share technology, and integrate with the Council's operations. The evidence of the Council faction's betrayal was publicly disclosed, leading to a broader call for reforms and increased oversight. Back on Earth, the news of their victory and newfound status spread rapidly. It was a moment of pride and celebration, but also a time for reflection. The challenges they faced were far from over. The Thyans had been dealt a significant blow, but they were not defeated. And with their position now solidified, Earth had to navigate the complex web of galactic politics and power dynamics. In the midst of these developments, Captain Cross received a personal message from Lieutenant Jensen. It was simple but poignant. "We did it, but there's so much more to do." Cross couldn't help but smile. The journey ahead was uncertain, filled with both danger and opportunity. But he knew that humanity had proven its mettle. They had shown that they could stand among the stars, not as conquerors, but as equals. And as they continued to explore, defend, and grow, they carried with them the hope and determination of an entire world. As the midnight eclipse prepared for its next mission, Cross stood on the bridge, looking out at the vast expanse of space. The stars stretched endlessly before them, each one a promise of new adventures and discoveries. Earth's covert fleet was no longer a secret, but a symbol of resilience and unity. The battle for humanity's place in the galaxy was far from over, but they were ready. They would face whatever came their way with courage and ingenuity, and they would do so together, as part of a larger community that now recognized and respected their strength. A new dawn. With Earth now a full member of the Galactic Council, the midnight eclipse and its crew faced a new reality. They had proven themselves in battle and diplomacy, but their journey was far from over. The galaxy was a vast and unpredictable place, filled with potential allies, enemies, and countless unknowns. As Earth's representatives settled into their roles, they focused on building bridges with other species. Admiral Sharp and Captain Cross frequently attended council sessions, working to strengthen alliances and address the galaxy's many challenges. They knew that Earth's survival depended on cooperation and mutual respect. One of their first initiatives was a technology exchange program aimed at sharing Earth's advancements in warp drive and defensive systems, while also learning from the technological marvels of other species. The Hyra's shield technology, which had been crucial in the recent battle, became a cornerstone of this program. Tal, who had become a close ally, played a significant role in facilitating these exchanges. In the meantime, Earth's military forces, including the covert fleet, underwent a comprehensive overhaul. The fleet was officially integrated into the Galactic Defense Force, a multi-species organization tasked with maintaining peace and security. This move not only solidified Earth's commitment to collective defense, but also provided valuable training and resources to their forces. Commander Maya took on a prominent role within the fleet, her leadership and tactical prowess earning her the respect of both human and alien officers. She and her team worked tirelessly to adapt Earth's strategies and tactics to the diverse technologies and combat styles of their new allies. As Earth's influence grew, so did the recognition of their unique contributions. The Council's initial wariness gave way to genuine respect and even admiration. Earth's representatives were no longer seen as outsiders, but as valuable partners in the collective endeavor of galactic governance. However, not all challenges were external. Within the Council, political maneuvering and intrigue remained a constant reality. The exposure of the Thean-aligned faction had led to greater scrutiny of all members, but it also bred mistrust. Earth's representatives had to navigate these waters carefully, always aware that alliances could shift and betrayals could occur. One day, a message arrived from a distant star system, far beyond the current reach of the Galactic Council's influence. It was a distress signal from an unknown species, requesting aid against an encroaching threat. The Council convened an emergency session to discuss the response. Admiral Sharp stood before the assembled delegates, advocating for a swift and decisive response. This is not just an opportunity to assist a species in need, she argued, but also a chance to expand our understanding of the galaxy and forge new alliances. We cannot afford to turn inward and ignore the needs of others. Her words resonated with many, and a task force was quickly assembled, including ships from various member species. The Midnight Eclipse and its crew were at the forefront, leading the expedition into uncharted space. As they traveled, Captain Cross felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. The mission was not just a test of Earth's capabilities, but also a chance to demonstrate their values. They were venturing into the unknown, not as conquerors, but as explorers and protectors. Upon arriving in the distant system, the task force discovered a small, technologically advanced species under siege by a mysterious and aggressive force. The attackers, known as the Krell, were a previously unknown species with advanced weaponry and a ruthless disposition. The battle that ensued was intense, pushing the task force to its limits. The Krell's technology was unlike anything they had encountered, forcing the coalition to adapt rapidly. Commander Maya led her squadron with precision, utilizing Earth's advanced targeting systems and the High-Res shields to outmaneuver the Krell. Meanwhile, on the ground, Earth's Marines worked alongside alien forces to evacuate civilians and defend key installations. It was a chaotic and desperate fight, but the coalition's diversity proved to be their greatest strength. Different species brought unique skills and perspectives, allowing them to counter the Krell's tactics effectively. In the midst of the conflict, a breakthrough occurred. The Krell, it turned out, were not inherently hostile but had been manipulated by an external force, a rogue AI that had gone rogue and was controlling them through advanced cybernetic implants. Once this was discovered, the task force focused on neutralizing the AI, freeing the Krell from its control. With the AI disabled, the Krell ceased their attacks. A tense but hopeful dialogue began as the rescued species, the Sereks, expressed their gratitude, and the Krell, now freed, sought to understand what had happened. It was a moment of potential transformation, where former enemies became tentative allies. As the task force prepared to return to Council space, Captain Cross and Admiral Sharp reflected on the mission's outcomes. They had faced an unprecedented challenge and emerged not just victorious, but also more unified. The galaxy was a complex place, full of dangers and mysteries, but also opportunities for growth and understanding. The success of the mission had far-reaching implications. The Council, impressed by the coalition's effectiveness, began to consider more proactive measures in exploring and securing the galaxy's outer reaches. Earth's role in this new initiative was central, cementing their position as a key player in galactic affairs. Back on the Midnight Eclipse, as the crew set a course for home, Cross stood on the bridge, gazing out at the stars. The universe stretched out before them, vast and full of potential. They had come far from the days of secrecy and isolation, proving that humanity could stand alongside other species as equals. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: Earth's journey among the stars had only just begun. They would continue to explore, to learn, and to build a better future for all. As they moved forward, they carried with them the lessons of courage, unity, and the unyielding spirit of discovery. And so, with hope and determination, they embraced the dawn of a new era, ready to face whatever challenges and adventures awaited them in the infinite expanse of the cosmos.